accounting class. Today we're going to present to you um, ultraviolet radiation and sunscreen protection. So first off, I want to tell you that ultraviolet means beyond the visible light. That is violet, the color violet, and the definition of ultraviolet it's rays that come from the sun that can harm your skin and cause skin cancer. Well, that's basically it for the definition. And over here, I want to show you this picture right here, where the ultraviolet light is over here and visible light is right here. So it's right there, but it still is not visible. And then we continue on with the X-rays and the gamma rays and so on.
In 1801, a man called John Ritter discovered the ultraviolet light. He decided to get silver chloride and expose it to different colors of light. In order to do this, he directed sunlight through a glass prism to create a spectrum. He then placed the silver chloride in each color of the spectrum. John Ritter decided to place the silver chloride in an area just beyond the silver end of the spectrum, in a region where no light was visible, such as the UV rays, X-rays, and gamma rays. To his amazement, he saw that the silver chloride displayed an intense reaction well beyond the violet end of the spectrum, where no visible light could be seen. This showed for the first time that a visible form of light existed beyond the violet end of the spectrum. John Ritter's experiment proved that there was an invisible form of light well beyond the visible spectrum.
Alright guys, we go further into detail with the UV rays, and what we discovered is that there's two types of UV rays. There's UVA and UVB. Basically, UVA it's bad, but not as bad as UVB. UVB is the one that harms your skin and could create skin cancer. And it also hurts your eyes. And well, right here we have a picture. You could see the UVB and the UVA. And you may ask yourself, oh, but UVB only gets up to here, and UVA is over here. Well, yeah, but UVA is here because it has a shorter wavelength. But the shorter the wavelength, the more harm it makes you. And well, why is the UV rays so harmful? Because the visible light only has a wavelength of 400 to 700 nanometers, while UV rays only have a 250 to 300 nanometers. So that means that they have a shorter wavelength, and like I said before, shorter wavelength, the more harm it makes to your skin. And you should protect yourself from the sun by applying sunscreen every day, because even though you don't see the sun, you're like, oh no, it's cloudy, the UV rays are still hitting you, and that could create cancer over time. In our research that we conducted, we found out that more people and more people are getting skin cancer. Oh, and my question was, why is this? Well, basically, it's a very simple explanation, but the explanation that I found was that we're getting more people to have cancer, or because there's an ozone layer. This ozone layer protects us from the UV rays. It acts like a blanket around the Earth. But since the 1970s, all the pollution and factories have played a very important role in destroying this layer and causing global warming. And this is why we have the melting of the poles and all of that. And so more and more UV rays are hitting us easier because we don't have that ozone layer. We basically have a hole in the ozone layer. And there's here a picture to show you. This is the ozone layer. And right here, it's like if this is broken, the UV rays from the sun harm the Earth. And this is why from 1970s to this point, we have an increasing 81% more people with skin cancer. And the bad part is that it's That's the deadliest skin cancer that has been discovered up to this point. Me and my partner then, we said, oh, what protects us from UV rays? I mean, they're all around us every day because they come from the sun. And we found out that a chemist named France in 1946, he came up with the first successful sunscreen. They were using this back since the Egyptians, but it wasn't really effective. He was the first one that made it really effective, and the way he came up with this, one day he was climbing a mountain and he got sunburned, so he did several experiments until he got a sunscreen that protected him from the sunburn. And basically, there's two types, and then later on they come up with sunblock, which is a little bit different. Sunscreen absorbs the light, and sunblock scatters the light. So that's the two types that we found out up to now.
Sunblock is more effective than sunscreen because sunblock not only scatters the light but also reflects it. So instead of absorbing the UV light, it scatters it so it won't even enter your body. Sunblock is this thick white substance that you see lifeguards use on their nose.
Well, class, this brings us to a conclusion for UV rays and sunscreen and sunblock. I hope I have informed you in a positive way, and I hope you, from now on, with this information, you protect yourself because, I mean, like you know, we always have sun and UV rays around us and prevent you from cancer. Thank you very much for listening to our presentation. See you next time.